Good morning and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And we have in studio with us artist, songwriter, and entertainer Mr. Francis John, and he's here to speak to us about men in art. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Good morning, good
Good
morning.
morning.
So before we get into any conversations, just tell us who Francis John is, how long he's been in the arts, and what his resume really looks like in the arts.
Okay, so as you heard, my name is Francis John, and I am a specialized in portraits. I work in every area of art, but I am specialized especially in portraits for over 50 years, 50. I'd been in this business until I had a break where I went to school, university, and after finishing university, I worked as a pastor for some years, and then retiring, I am back deeply into my area of art. And so on. That's it. I am situated at Pigeon Point right now. I have a booth at Pigeon Point there where people can find me, you know.
And you said that you apart from visual art, you also do other things in the creative industry. What are those things?
Well, I write, compose gospel songs. I used to sing calypso before, yes. But accepting Christ, I'm now focused on the gospel area. So I'm writing, composing, and singing. I play a little guitar and thing. Yeah.
Okay. So we're here to talk about men in art. I'm looking at some of your videos here. We're talking about men in art. In your experience, how active are men in art?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of men. Trinidad, if you talk about Trinidad and other parts. But in Tobago, I believe that more men should get into the thing. I mean, if you see you have the skill, yes. You have the gift, you know, don't sit on it. You know, don't leave it there to rusty. Do something with it, because God didn't give you that to sit down or to waste, right, for style. But he gave you it for a purpose.
Right.
And so I have discovered that gift in me, and I developed it. I realized that it was given to me for a purpose, and so I developed it over the years, and I'm benefiting a lot from it right now. I have no regrets. So I believe that those of us men who have the gift, who see the gift in us, no matter how small it might look, you may not be like me yet, but you could reach there, you could even pass me. But, you know, go for it if you have it.
So there's this thing where men feel this burden to be providers in their household, and they may see pursuing art as not viable in terms of making a living or money. They may not see it as, they may see it as a distraction, an unnecessary distraction towards them being that provider that they envision themselves to be. Can you speak to that aspect of it, art being able to be a career or something where you can utilize to provide for your family?
Okay, that's a nice point you made. At first, I went through some problems wanting to become an artist. You know, I was, many times I was thrown out from home, thrown out from wherever I'm staying, thrown out because the persons believe that art, you know, it is, it wouldn't really make it, you know, I should focus somewhere else where the money could come in and so on. And but I persevered. I didn't give up, right? I continued persevering. I went through my frustration, my disappointments, and whatever. And over the years, I succeeded in it. So my advice, according to what you asked me there, the point you made, concerning men not seeing this as viable to provide for their family and so on. Art, long ago, there could have been problem, because whenever you want to be an artist long ago, you might tell, the first thing you would hear is that artists die poor, right? And but now it's different, right? Because technology, have developed and so on. There are many more privilege and opportunities that artists have that may not be there before, right? So I will encourage anybody who have the talent. I'm not telling you to leave maybe your profession where to maintain your family and say, I'm not telling you to do that, right? But if you see you have the talent, have it as a nice little sideline, because art is the president of the United States, one of the presidents, John F. Kennedy, right? He was not an artist, a full-time artist, really, but in his pastime or spare time, he would take up a paintbrush and canvas and do some painting for relaxation. It relaxes you. It gives you that peace, So I will encourage anybody who see the talent in you, right? Whether even if you have another career, right? Don't leave your career, but do it maybe as a sideline, a pastime, Yeah, because it's important, something important to pursue.
Okay, so you're stating that it's important and you can do it as a hobby, but from the time people hear hobby, they don't want to engage in it or they won't take it seriously. What are some of the benefits? Because I think that you would like men to take art seriously.
Yeah.
What are some of the benefits apart from relaxation and financially that men can derive from engaging in art?
Okay, there are many areas of art that you can fall into, right? You can, for example, you as an artist, you can get employment in places like advertising companies and so on. Sign painting and so on. You can work as a graphic designer. There are many areas, right? You can start your own business, as an artist, and it's making an art is in demand, especially portrait. I'm specialized in portrait.
Yes.
And that is in demand. People go a lot for portraits because people see this as something, as a good memory, a memory of your family. Maybe some relative might have passed, your dad, your mom, your sister, brother, whosoever might have passed. And people see this as a good thing to have as a memory. And then your children and your grands coming up, you might have your portrait. They can see how my grandmother looked, how my grandfather, how my looked, and so on. So it has lots of benefits. And as I said again, you can have your own business. You can open your own business. Right now I have a booth. Well, since I've been an artist over the years, 50 years, I had, business and so on. I had my own. I had people working for me as a sign painter doing billboards and so on in Trinidad and Tobago. And I have my own booth right now, and people are coming to me, people are calling me, not only from Trinidad and Tobago, even from foreign people are calling and so on. So it has lots of benefits now. Art can make right now. If you decide to go into it as a full-time artist, as I said, there are many areas. You can be a sign painter, you can be a graphic designer, you can be a portrait artist. There are many areas that you can make in.
And in your experience, your career as a doing portraits for persons, how does that open up your opportunities to meet all different types of people from different walks of life?
Well, over the years, this had been happening. Yeah, I've been meeting people from all over, tourists, because I deal with tourists and so also, not only locals. And there are times I had the opportunity of, having them, tourists that visit. I came in contact with people like authors of books and so on, who deal with videos and whatever, and they were writing a book, and they decided to include me into their book. People like from Germany and these places, you know. And so it has, I meet a lot of people, a lot of different people, and so on. I was able to interact. In fact, people, even some foreigners, even decided to take me away, to carry me away to the States, wheresoever, you know. But at that time, as a young person, I wasn't always thinking positive. I just wanted to live, you know, just to live. I wasn't even thinking much about the future. I just wanted to live for today. And so the opportunities came for me as an artist, as a young artist, but I threw away most of the opportunities, you know. But I decided to pick up the pieces as I caught myself and become more constructive, you know, thinking more constructive. I decided to pick up the pieces and move on. And I'm meeting a lot of people day by day in my booth, coming to me in my booth, foreigners, tourists, and so on. And people are admiring my work. And so, you know, I'm getting a lot of good comments on the work, and it's attracting a lot of people. The booth at Pigeon Point is attracting a lot of people, including tourists, not only locals, but tourists, and so on. Yeah. Excuse me.
Well, in terms of you said you have been in this arena for a long time now.
Over 50 years. Yeah.
And you said you missed some opportunities. Being at this stage, what advice will you give to a young person, aspiring artist, aspiring musician, in terms of opportunities? What advice will you give them now?
Okay. I will advise a young person today, if you see you realize your gift, try to discover your gift while you are young, right? And when you discover it, go for it. Let nothing stop you. You know, in spite of obstacles, surmount obstacles, and go for it. The regrets I have is that I didn't, as I said, I didn't take hold of the opportunities, take advantage of the opportunities, right? Over the years as a young person. So if I had been serious as a young person, more serious, I would have been further advanced right now in my field of art. I would have been further advanced. You know, so I'm giving young persons the advice to take hold of it, run with it. Let nothing stop you as a young person. So that when you become older, maybe like me, my age, you look back, you will have no regrets, like I have, you know. So I wish I had been serious at a younger age, you know. But God is good still, you know. As I said, I picked up the pieces. I'm moving on, and with God's help, you know, I am having success, good success here. So that's my encouragement to the young people. You see your gift, you see your talent, run with it. Run with it. And opportunities will open up for you, you know, and, you know, you will have good success here.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Francis John, for coming in and speaking to us about men in art and your experience over the years in art. It's been a wealth of knowledge and a lot of perspectives for us to think about.
Yeah.
Viewers, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our programming for the morning show, but we have up next Beneath the Surface with Ria, and we're going to have a little chat with Ria right now. Good morning and welcome, Ria.
Hey, good morning to you, Akinlabi. How are you doing today?
Doing quite fine today. I'm doing very, very well. Who can we expect on the Beneath the Surface this morning?
Well, guesting with us this morning is Assemblyman Wayne Wasp Clark, and he stresses on the WASP here, all right? So he's going to be on the program chatting with us, and he is the Assemblyman for the Lambo Lowlands community, and he's also the Secretary for Community Development, Youth Development, and Sport. So we have a little bit of, you know, have an idea of what's been happening within ComDev and sport, and, you know, chat with him on some of the youth programs or youth initiatives that have been implemented throughout his term in office.
All right, so that's proving to be quite an interesting conversation coming up. So viewers, even though we are at the end of our morning show programming, stay tuned with us. We have Beneath the Surface up next with Rhea Richardson George. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. Beneath the Surface is up next.